In a world that celebrates partnership, there exists another path, one of independence, solitude, and self-sufficiency. Tonight, we explore the animals who choose to walk alone, not out of loneliness, but out of preference. These are the creatures who thrive in solitude, finding peace, strength, and contentment in their own company. Close your eyes and discover the beauty of being happily alone. The beauty of solitude. Not all animals need a partner to thrive. Many prefer life alone. Solitary animals are not lonely. They are independent by nature. These creatures have evolved to be self-sufficient, complete unto themselves. Living alone allows them to avoid competition for food and territory. Solitary animals often have larger territories than social animals. They make their own decisions, follow their own rhythms, live on their own terms. For these animals, solitude is not isolation, it's freedom. Many solitary animals are apex predators, confident and capable. Others are simply content in their own peaceful company. The ability to thrive alone is a strength, not a weakness. The mighty polar bear. Polar bears are among the most solitary mammals on Earth. Adult polar bears spend most of their lives completely alone. They come together only briefly for mating, then separate immediately. Male and female polar bears have no relationship after mating. Mothers raise cubs alone for about 2 years, then send them off to be independent. Polar bears can travel hundreds of miles across Arctic ice, completely solo. They're perfectly content in the vast white silence of the Arctic. A polar bear's territory can span thousands of square miles. They hunt, sleep, and wander entirely alone, needing no companionship. The polar bear shows us that solitude can be majestic and powerful. The elusive snow leopard. Snow leopards are known as the ghosts of the mountains for their solitary nature. They live alone in the high mountains of Central Asia. Adult snow leopards meet only for a few days during mating season. After mating, they go their separate ways without forming bonds. Mothers raise cubs alone, teaching them to be independent hunters. By age 2, young snow leopards leave to claim their own territories. Snow leopards can go weeks without encountering another of their kind. They mark their territories with scent, avoiding contact with others. Their solitary lifestyle helps them survive in harsh mountain environments. The snow leopard proves that independence suits those who seek it. The peaceful giant panda. Giant pandas are naturally solitary creatures, despite their gentle appearance. They spend most of their lives alone in bamboo forests. Each panda claims its own territory and avoids others. They meet only briefly during the female's 2 to 3 day fertile period each year. After mating, pandas return immediately to their solitary lives. Mother pandas raise cubs alone, with no help from males. Pandas communicate through scent marking rather than social interaction. They're perfectly content munching bamboo in peaceful solitude for hours. A panda's day consists of eating, sleeping, and wandering all alone. The panda teaches us that gentle souls can also be independent souls. The independent orangutan. Male orangutans are the most solitary of all great apes. Adult males live completely alone in the rainforest canopy. They establish large territories and avoid other males entirely. Orangutans meet only for brief mating encounters, then separate. Mothers raise offspring alone for 6 to 8 years, one of the longest childhoods in nature. Young males leave and establish solitary lives by age 8 to 10. Orangutans can go months without encountering another orangutan. They're perfectly content swinging through trees alone, thinking their own thoughts. Their intelligence and independence go hand in hand. The orangutan shows that even our closest relatives thrive in solitude. The secretive red panda. Red pandas live solitary lives in mountain forests. They're most active at night, when they forage alone. Red pandas meet only for mating, which lasts just a few hours. Mothers raise cubs alone for about a year before they become independent. Each red panda has its own territory marked by scent. They're crepuscular and solitary, moving through twilight alone. Red pandas sleep alone during the day, curled in tree branches. They're perfectly content with their own company in the forest. Their gentle, solitary nature has made them mysterious to researchers. The red panda reminds us that small creatures can be mighty in independence. Tigers, solitary hunters. Tigers are the most solitary of all big cats. Adult tigers live and hunt completely alone. Males and females occupy separate territories that may overlap slightly. Tigers meet only for 2 to 3 days during mating season. After mating, they part ways with no further contact. Mothers raise cubs alone, teaching them to hunt independently. By age 2 to 3, young tigers leave to claim their own solitary territories. A tiger's roar can be heard for miles, but it's rarely answered. Tigers patrol vast territories completely alone, apex predators needing no one. The tiger embodies power, grace, and complete self-sufficiency. Leopards and their lone ways. Leopards are highly solitary cats living across Africa and Asia. They're even more solitary than tigers, rarely tolerating each other's presence. Leopards hunt, eat, and sleep alone in their territories. They're mostly nocturnal, moving through darkness in complete solitude. Mating lasts only a few days before both leopards return to solitary life. Mother leopards raise cubs alone, hidden in secret dens. Leopards often haul prey up trees to eat alone, undisturbed. They're adaptable, surviving in various habitats always alone. A leopard's spotted coat camouflages it as it hunts solo. The leopard proves that stealth and independence make a perfect combination. The reclusive sloth. Sloths are solitary creatures hanging peacefully in rainforest trees. They spend most of their lives alone, moving slowly through the canopy. Sloths come together only briefly for mating, then separate. Mothers raise one baby at a time, teaching it to be independent. Young sloths leave their mothers and claim their own trees. Sloths can spend their entire adult lives in just a few trees. They're perfectly content, hanging alone, munching leaves in slow motion. Their solitary lifestyle conserves energy in their low-calorie diet. Sloths show us that a slow, solitary life can be deeply peaceful. The sloth teaches that there's no rush when you're content alone. Koalas, content in the canopy. Koalas are solitary marsupials living in eucalyptus trees. Adult koalas prefer their own company and own trees. They meet only briefly during breeding season, then separate. Mother koalas raise joeys alone for about a year. Young koalas leave to find their own trees and territories. Koalas sleep 18 to 22 hours per day, always alone. They're territorial about their trees, preferring solitude. The sound of a koala's call is often the only sign of their presence. They eat, sleep, and live in peaceful isolation. The koala shows that a simple, solitary life can be perfectly fulfilling. The mysterious octopus. Octopuses are among the most intelligent invertebrates and completely solitary. They live alone in dens, emerging only to hunt. Octopuses meet only for mating, which can be dangerous for males. After mating, they return to solitary life immediately. Female octopuses die after their eggs hatch, never knowing their offspring. Baby octopuses are independent from birth, never seeing their mother. Octopuses solve problems alone, using intelligence without social learning. They're masters of camouflage, hiding in solitude on the ocean floor. An octopus's den is its castle, occupied by one resident only. The octopus proves intelligence doesn't require social interaction. Moose. Giants walking alone. Moose are the largest solitary deer species in the world. Adult moose live almost entirely alone, except during mating season. Bulls and cows meet only for a brief autumn breeding period. Cow moose raise calves alone, teaching them independence by their first year. Moose prefer solitude, avoiding other moose outside of mating season. They wade through lakes alone, browsing on aquatic plants. A bull moose with massive antlers is a symbol of solitary strength. Moose cover vast territories alone, unbothered by loneliness. They're perfectly content walking through forests in peaceful solitude. The moose shows that size and solitude go well together. Jaguars, alone in the jungle. Jaguars are solitary hunters of Central and South American jungles. They're even more reclusive than other big cats. Jaguars hunt, sleep, and patrol territories completely alone. Males and females meet only for 1 to 2 days during mating season. Mother jaguars raise cubs alone, teaching them to hunt independently. Jaguars are strong swimmers and often hunt alone in rivers. Their powerful jaws allow them to hunt without needing pack support. Jaguars mark territories with scent to avoid encountering other jaguars. They're apex predators, requiring no assistance or companionship. The jaguar embodies the power of self-reliance in the wild. The solitary platypus. Platypuses are odd, egg-laying mammals that live alone. They're semi-aquatic and highly territorial, preferring solitude. Platypuses live in burrows along riverbanks, always alone. They meet only briefly for mating, with no pair bond formed. Female platypuses lay eggs and raise young completely alone. Baby platypuses leave the burrow as soon as they're independent. Platypuses hunt for food alone underwater, using electroreception. They're most active at night, when they forage in solitude. A platypus's unusual appearance matches its unusual independence. The platypus proves that being unique often means being alone, and that's okay. Hamsters and solitary rodents. Syrian hamsters are fiercely solitary. They will fight other hamsters. In the wild, hamsters live alone in burrows. They meet only for the 15-minute mating encounter, then separate immediately. Mother hamsters raise pups alone and encourage them to leave by 3 to 4 weeks. Hamsters are territorial and aggressive toward other hamsters. They prefer to forage, hoard food, and sleep alone. Putting 2 hamsters together often results in fighting. A hamster's burrow has multiple chambers, all for one resident. They're perfectly content, running on wheels and exploring alone. The hamster teaches that even small animals can be fiercely independent. Wolverines, fearless loners. Wolverines are solitary, fierce animals of northern forests. They're often called the most fearless animal, and they walk alone. Wolverines claim massive territories up to 240 square miles. They patrol these territories alone, marking them with scent. Males and females meet only briefly for mating, then part ways. Mother wolverines raise kits alone in hidden dens. Wolverines travel vast distances alone through snow and ice. They're capable of taking down prey much larger than themselves. A wolverine's solitary, fearless nature makes it legendary. The wolverine proves that independence and courage are closely linked. The independent badger. Badgers are primarily solitary, though some species show seasonal grouping. American badgers live and hunt completely alone. They dig extensive burrow systems, always occupied by just one badger. Badgers are nocturnal, emerging alone to hunt at night. They meet only for brief mating encounters in late summer. Female badgers raise cubs alone, teaching them to dig and hunt. Young badgers leave to establish their own solitary territories. Badgers are fierce defenders of their territories, preferring no neighbors. They waddle through the night alone, content in their independence. The badger shows that a quiet, solitary life underground can be fulfilling. Scorpions, ancient loners. Scorpions have been solitary for over 400 million years. They live, hunt, and hide completely alone. Scorpions are territorial and will fight other scorpions that intrude. They meet only for a brief mating dance, then immediately separate. Female scorpions carry babies on their backs, then the young disperse. Baby scorpions are independent within weeks, never returning to their mother. Scorpions hunt alone at night, using venom to subdue prey solo. They can survive alone for months without food or water. A scorpion's solitary nature has ensured its survival for millennia. The scorpion teaches that independence is ancient and enduring. The solitary hummingbird. Despite their beauty, most hummingbirds are fiercely solitary. They aggressively defend feeding territories from other hummingbirds. Males and females meet only for seconds during mating. Literally seconds. Female hummingbirds build nests, incubate eggs, and raise chicks entirely alone. Male hummingbirds provide no parental care whatsoever. Young hummingbirds leave the nest and immediately live solitary lives. Hummingbirds chase away others from their flowers, preferring to feed alone. They migrate thousands of miles completely solo. A hummingbird's iridescent colors flash alone in the garden. The hummingbird proves that even the smallest can be fiercely independent. Salamanders and silent solitude. Many salamander species live completely solitary lives. They hide under rocks and logs, each in its own territory. Salamanders emerge at night to hunt alone in damp forests. They meet only for brief mating encounters in water, then separate. Female salamanders lay eggs alone and provide no parental care. Baby salamanders are independent from the moment they hatch. Some salamanders spend their entire lives within a few square meters. They're perfectly content in their small, solitary world. Salamanders breathe through their skin, silently, alone in the darkness. The salamander teaches that a life can be small, quiet, and complete. Owls, hunting alone in darkness. Most owl species are solitary hunters of the night. They roost alone during the day in hidden locations. Owls hunt alone, using silent flight to surprise prey. Many owl species are territorial, defending areas from other owls. Pairs may form during breeding season, but many species separate after. Female owls incubate eggs and raise chicks, often with minimal male help. Young owls disperse to live solitary lives once independent. An owl's haunting call often goes unanswered in the night. They're apex nocturnal predators, needing no hunting partners. The owl embodies wisdom gained through solitary observation. The strength of solitude across the animal kingdom, from the smallest scorpion to the mighty polar bear, we find creatures who thrive alone. They're not lonely, they're independent. They're not isolated, they're self-sufficient. They're not waiting for companionship, they're complete as they are. These animals teach us that solitude can be a choice, not a sentence. That independence can be powerful, peaceful, and fulfilling. That walking alone doesn't mean walking without purpose. Some of the strongest, most capable creatures on Earth prefer their own company. They patrol their territories with confidence, hunt with skill, and rest with contentment all alone. Nature shows us there are many ways to live a full life. Partnership is one path. Solitude is another. Both are valid. Both are natural. Both lead to thriving. As you drift to sleep tonight, remember the polar bear crossing Arctic ice alone, the snow leopard navigating mountain peaks solo, the tiger prowling through jungle darkness, needing no one, the octopus solving problems in its underwater den. These creatures are not broken. They're not missing something. They're simply living the life that suits them best. In a world that often celebrates togetherness, there is quiet beauty in being alone. There is strength in independence. There is peace in solitude. And there is wholeness in being complete unto yourself. Rest now, knowing that whatever path you walk, partnered or solo both, are perfectly natural. You are not alone in choosing to be alone. Sweet dreams, peaceful soul.